Have you ever played that game where you walk through the living room blindfolded and then you had someone like your sibling or your friend tell you where to go? It doesn't seem that bad if you trust that friend. But what if you had a bunch of family and friends all screaming at you and telling you to go in different directions? Seems pretty tricky, right? I mean, how do you figure out which way to go? Do you listen to the right person or to everyone who's yelling at you all these different directions? That living room is kind of like life. Sometimes things get messy at school or even with your parents. And God is the one helping you make your way through it all. When things get dark and noisy, it's important to focus on God and trust that He will help you make it to the other side of the room. You might also feel like listening to the people around you that are yelling at you. This is kind of like when a classmate or someone else that you know tells you one thing, but you know that it doesn't align with what God tells us. It can make it harder to focus on God. But remember that God is the one that's gonna help you through tough times. So it's always better to listen to Him, not the people that are yelling at you. Colossians 3, verses 1 through 2 says, "Since then you have been raised with Christ. Set your heart on things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things." A lot of the time, people might tell you to do things that God doesn't want you to do. That's why it's important to come to God with prayer and ask for guidance whenever it is that you need to make a decision. When you're in constant communication with God and talking to God before making any decisions, you're letting God be present in your life. And the more you actively try to listen to Him, the easier it will be to block out all the other noise. God will always be there to look after you and protect you. The more you trust God, the easier it will be to get through that living room, even if you're blindfolded.